very easy. I apologize for you having to ask more than once.
No, that's okay.
But
actually, the bigger, I appreciate it. The bigger one was for Evelyn, because Evelyn kind of goes through the list of all the partners.
Okay.
So she should, you know, she did provide me a video. I didn't look at anything yet or put anything together, so you're fine.
Okay, I will work on it today for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I know that email wasn't just for me, but I didn't even want to be a part of the email. It's like, it's easy to get out there and just stand in front of the door and smile and talk, you know.
Right. So, no, it could be like literally 10 seconds, like, you know, just you, what you do, your background, like, okay. It doesn't have to be a minute.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Let me thumbs up when you're ready to start.
Okay. Good morning, Uma family. My name is DeJur Jones of DeJur Jones Yoga Therapeutics. I'm so glad that you're here. We will be doing a hybrid class of a little bit of chair yoga for just some loosening up, and then we'll get on our mats. So if you have a chair handy, please grab it and bring it to where the area that you're going to be doing your yoga. I'm sitting on an ottoman and it is really squishy, so I don't recommend a squishy seat, but if that's what you have, then definitely use what you have. This was just easier for me to pull out than my 20-pound wrought iron dining table chair. So anyway, a couple of reminders. If you have any injuries, please be thoughtful of your body. And if I ask you to do something that you know is going to be painful or could possibly re-injure you, please don't do it, or do it in a more experiential way to see how deep you can go without coming into pain. Pain is the body's way of saying, stop, that's too much. What are you doing? Okay, discomfort means we're moving out of our normal. And so you might feel some discomfort, but there's a big difference between discomfort and pain. If you need a break, please make that happen for yourself. We will take breaks throughout, but if you need one before that, please help yourself. Water break, rest break, bio break, whatever you need. If you want to take a rest break, you may try a corpse pose or child's pose, or just seated and take a few breaths in that shape, and then come on, rejoin us, and we'll go on from there. And I think that's my announcements for now. Okay, so we'll get started. So whatever you're sitting on, I'm going to show you my feet. So they are, where are they? Parallel. You can't really see them all the way, but anyway, my legs are comfortably separated to my body and my comfort. My knees are over my thighs. So that's the setup. And just place your hands gently on your knees or thighs, palms down. We're going to do a grounding first. And what grounding is we just bring our awareness into the space that we're in and what we're about to do. So we leave our life's distractions outside. They'll be there waiting for us to pick up as soon as we're done. But for now, we're going to focus on the work we have at hand, the yoga class that we have at hand, and just sit comfortably. You may lean into the back of your chair for now if you want. But I would like for you to extend your spine if whatever way you're sitting. I, of course, don't have a back to this thing, so I'm relying on my spine to help me sit upright. So whichever way, whatever you are sitting on, if you're on a chair with a back, you can lean back, but please keep your spine erect. And shoulders are dropped down. We want the shoulders relaxed. A lot of times we wear our shoulders up high, even when it's not necessary. A couple things happen. You tense those muscles and they get fatigued. And also sometimes you're sending out cortisol, which is it's a stress hormone. It's an anxiety. When you have anxiety, this cortisol comes out, and we don't need cortisol. It's sometimes useful in fight or flight, but we don't need it for our yoga class. So try to keep your shoulders dropped down and your shoulder blades down your back. We don't want them hiked up and hunched up like this. We want to be relaxed, shoulders down, hands on your knees or thighs. Drop your chin down to your chest. I want to talk about the eyes. So your chin is down to your chest, and just focus on your nasal breath while I talk about the eyes. When we do yoga and we close our eyes, it adds a meditative state to the practice. For many of us, the closed eyes is very uncomfortable because we want to see what's going on. Some of us live with hypervigilance, and it's a safety mechanism. And so you may close your eyes if you like. You may leave them wide open. You may also look around while we're doing what we're doing if that is a comfort to you, or you may lower the lids halfway. And so when we close the eyes, it shuts out all the external stimulation, the light, etc. And that's how we get into a little bit of a more meditative state. But it's not necessary in yoga to have your eyes closed if that does not serve you. So chin is down, chin is tipped toward your chest. And we're getting a little stretch on the back of the neck here. So just either gazing down towards your toes or with your eyes closed, whatever you prefer. Just look down here, drop the shoulders, as I mentioned, why. And just take some breaths. And I want you to notice the floor under your feet, whatever type of material that is, wood, stone, carpet, dirt, whatever it is, just notice it under your feet. Notice the backs of your thighs touching the bottom of your chair. Notice the contact points of you and the floor, or you and the seat that you're in. Noticing your back touching the back of your chair. Just have an awareness. So our focus is on those contact points. Notice your hands on your knees or thighs, the fabric of your whatever, pants, skirt, shorts. If you're in shorts, you might have your hands on your skin, on your actual knees or thighs. Notice the texture, fabric texture. Is it smooth, rough, thick, or thin? Pay attention to that. You want to rub your hands on your knees or thighs gently, the contact of the hands, the palms, touching whatever the skin or the material of your yoga gear. And then bring the hands back to stillness. The head is still tipped down. We're giving a nice long stretch to the back of the neck. Moving now to the sounds around you. So what I hear from my space, I have a water fountain thingy going. I can hear the sound of the water running. I can also hear the noisy refrigerator motor. So this is sounds inside your space. You can lift your head and notice now the sounds on the outside of your space. So outdoors, right now, my little area outside is quiet. Sometimes I hear birds. Sometimes I hear leaves rustling from wind chimes chiming from wind. It's really quiet out there right now, which is nice since I'm teaching you. I'm glad the lawnmower's not running out there, or the garbage truck. So we now look around our space as if it's the first time we've ever been in the room we're in, looking at the things in the room that brought the room together, whatever paint colors. I have over here a mosaic tile happening, paneling. My walls were paneled, now they're painted over, so they still have the striping of the panels, so I can see those lines. Artwork, plants, glass tabletop. Just having a look around at what's there. Coming back to stillness, taking a couple breaths, breathing through the nose. We now direct our attention to the air in the room and how it feels next to your skin. So where your skin is exposed from your clothing, notice the contact of the air and your skin. And this room right now is really cool. It feels great up here. On the warmer days, it's really hot up here, and I have to use the fan when I'm teaching just to move the air through. I don't have air conditioning. So it's still cool. That could change later in the day, but see how the air feels to your skin, if it feels cooler, neutral, or warmer. And then notice if you feel a breeze. I do have windows open, but the wind is not blowing, so I don't feel any movement of the air. You might feel movement. You may have on a fan. You may have on air conditioning. So just noticing the temperature of it and the movement of air or not in the room that you're in. So we'll now direct our awareness to our breath. We will be breathing through our nose the whole time, but for these next few breaths, I want you to really focus on big inhales, like full, slow, long, complete inhales, fill up the lungs all the way, and then complete exhales. And so when you really fill your lungs, your front torso will expand outward. And that means the lungs are full. What happens is the lungs fill up. The diaphragm has to move out of the way to make space for that breath if it's big enough. And the stomach and abdominal area pop outward to make room for the full lungs. Then the reverse happens. Also with the inhale, your chest lifts as part of that whole breath movement. The chest lifts as well. When we breathe real shallow, we're more like panting, and that's not the best use of the breath. And also if you suffer from anxiety, panting can create an anxiety attack. And also panting, if you're asthmatic, can start an asthma attack too. So we want to move the breath in a very thoughtful way. Now, I don't breathe like that all day long, but there are periods throughout every day where I take some big full breaths. Sometimes it's just to calm me down or slow things down, or just say, I haven't had a good breath of air in a while, so let me just do that. So I don't walk around like that all day, but it's a practice for me. I talked about practices last week where we do things over and over. We can call it a habit too if you want to, but we do things over and over and it just becomes a part of our daily living. And so the practice of thoughtful breathing throughout the day. The practice of if you're working in a space where you're at a desk and a chair, that you maybe stand up and stretch every half hour. Doesn't have to be a big deal stretch, but just standing up and getting a little bit of spaciousness in your body before you sit back down and continue your work. Or between if you take phone calls regularly, between each call to remember to take a couple of inhales and exhales before you take the next call, if you can do that. Or stretches on the way to the bathroom, take some big stretches and forward bends, just to, instead of sitting in that shape 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, to bring a little bit of movement into your workspace. And people might think it looks weird, but they need to get on that train too and get some space and some sort of reset of the nervous system. Okay, moving on. Shoulder shrugs. So I want you to inhale, bring your shoulders all the way up, and then exhale them down. So you can either drop them down or control and lower them down. So it's your choice. So inhale up, drop or lower. Inhale up, drop or lower. Inhale up, drop or lower. Let's do 5 more, your own count. Inhale up, drop or lower. When you drop, it kind of vibrates the body. So it's kind of a strain. I don't know if it's considered a massage, but it's kind of the whole body kind of gets a little part of that. Or you can slowly lower and control it. If you've done 5, then just come to stillness or go on until you get to the 5th one. Hi, Michelle. I didn't say hi. Welcome to class. And then circling the shoulders. So forward or back, we're going to go both ways. Doesn't matter how you start. So big circles. And we really want to move the shoulders around. So we're not doing little wimpy circles. We want to move the shoulders so the muscles in all directions get a stretch. Breathing through the nose. And then let's reverse the direction of that. Circle and breathe. Circle and breathe. And if you bring your shoulders forward far enough forward, you might feel a stretch around the shoulder blades. So look for that. You might feel a little different from the breath we've been taking. I feel a little lightheaded, but not in a worrisome kind of way. Just that my brain has a lot more oxygen now than when I first sat down to begin. So see if you feel any different. Sometimes it seems like things are brighter. They're not really brighter, but our brain is like, wow, we have more oxygen than normal. You see if you notice that. And then I'm gonna do opposite shoulders. So like kind of like the idea of our feet on bike pedals, except our shoulders are doing all the moving. And so these are excellent in the car. If you're a driver, then of course at the red light, if you're a passenger, you can do it whenever you want to. And then reverse that. Smooth breaths. It's kind of like rowing a boat, kind of. And then come back to stillness. Bring your fingertips on top of your shoulders, and I want the arms horizontal to the floor. So instead of having them dangling down, we want to put some energy into those arm muscles, and we're just going to twist from side to side. And while you're doing these, move the breath. If you go slow, you can inhale in the middle and then exhale to one side. But if you're going faster, and you can go whatever pace suits you, if you're going faster, just inhale and exhale. It's kind of hard to breathe that quickly if you're going fast, to breathe center, inhale, exhale, either side. So just if you're going fast, just move the breath along, and you can choose how fast or slow. It's up to you. Moving the breath, relax your jaw. If it's clenched, let that go. And then next time you go to your left, hold there. So twisting, again, elbows are lifted, so the arms are horizontal to the floor. So that means the arms are engaged, shoulder muscles are working, twisting to your left. And let's move the head left and right. Left and right with the head. Breathing through the nose, twisting to the left. And then twisting to the right. And notice how it feels when we change directions. And holding to the right, you may move your head side to side or leave it in one position, your choice. Smoothing the breath, twisting. And then coming back to center. Bring your hands to prayer hands. And again, yoga was written in the language of Sanskrit initially. And that's a really ancient language. And so in Sanskrit, the word mudra means hand yoga. So you've seen a lot of religious symbols with placing their hands in a certain thoughtful kind of way. Those are mudras. So this mudra is called Anjali Mudra, prayer hands in English. So hold here and slide your thumbs to your left and press inward and look around for your heartbeat. Your heart is under there. So notice your heartbeat on the backs of your thumbs, and take some breaths here. And then come back to center. So you can use that also as a grounding practice out in your day. Just slide the thumbs. You don't have to even slide the thumbs over. I just like honoring our hearts, my heart in that mudra. And that's why I asked you to slide. But just stopping what you're doing, prayer hands. If you want to slide to the left, and just giving a little honor and gratitude to your working heart. Okay, and come back to center. Inhale here. Let's scoot back a little bit. Interlace your hands, press out. That's an exhale. And try to straighten your arms as best you can. So arms are, if possible, straight out from the shoulder joint versus hanging down low. We want them straight out. Then we're going to inhale them up, palms overhead, hands overhead and palms facing the sky. So see if you can bring your arms back near your ears if possible. Get a good stretch here. So this was our inhale. Now we're going to exhale, let the arms swan dive down and back and behind. We've done this before. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see the arm placement. So we were here on an inhale. We are now exhaling and bringing the arms back on an angle. So we're getting a stretch in the front parts of the shoulders. These are called the shoulder caps, and they're a bundle of muscles. So we're going to hold there, and that was the exhale. And then inhale, hands in front of your heart to prayer. We'll do a few more rounds of that. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, prayer hands. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. And then inhale, back to prayer hands. We'll do 3 more sets. Push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. 2 more. Exhale, push. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Inhale, hands in front of your heart. This is the last one. Push, lift, release, and back to prayer hands. Hold here. Drop your chin down to your chest. Sit back in your chair and take a rest here. Take some breaths here. Chin is tipped toward the chest. See how your shoulder joints feel. So today when I brought my arms back, my right arm was broken, so it's not quite 100%. It was years ago. It's as good as it's going to ever be, and it's good. It's better than the doctor said it would be, which what do they know? But anyway, I felt a clicking when I go back. That was not the greatest feeling, so I couldn't adjust. I didn't feel like adjusting it while I'm teaching. But in the real world, if I was a student, I would not bring my arms back so far, but I exaggerated that because I wanted y'all to get that stretch there. So let's do some circles in our seat. These are, I told you before, my friend Jackie, who was here last week from Florida, calls these stir the pot. The more traditional name of these is Sufi grinds or Sufi circles. Sufis are mystics. Mystic, I think they're males, mystic men, wherever they are in Southeast Asia. They might be in other parts of the world. And sometimes some of my students think I'm saying Sufi, sushi, like the food, but it's S-U-F-I, Sufi grinds or Sufi circles. And so noticing as we go around, we're not just doing these absent-mindedly, but I want you to pay attention to the contact of your backs of your thighs to the seat that you're sitting in. So that's a way to keep our attention on what we're doing. Because yoga can be meditative, it's a great opportunity to start to daydream, and we want to stay in touch with what we're doing. We don't want to be living outside our bodies and just doing the things I say do. We want to be paying attention to our yoga practice. Reverse the direction. When you come forward, exhale. When you come back, breathe in. And so you're thinking about leaning forward. The lungs are a little more compacted here. So that's why we exhale forward. When we're in an expansive shape, like leaning back or sitting up, that's the breath in point. And then come back to stillness. Right thigh over left thigh. And the left foot, the foot is, even though it's alone, it's parallel. So the toes are going straight away in the opposite direction of the knee, if that makes sense. Some of you may be able to take a breath in and put your elbow on your left elbow on your right knee. For me, it's a little tight in my torso. So instead of me gnashing and saying, I can't, it's too much, and my stomach's too big, I just use my hand. So my left hand is gripping the outside of my right knee. Much more accessible for me, and we want to make the practice personalized to your body. So see which one works for you. I can do this one, but it's not, I'm struggling to I don't know, twist and do all this. So it's easy for me just to hang on to the outside of the right knee. We're twisting to the right. Hang on to a part of your chair with your right hand that can help you twist a little deeper. And I want to fiddle around with this battery pack while y'all do that. So hold the twist and breathe through your nose. Smooth and easy breath. Smooth and easy breathing. If you want to turn the head side to side, you may. You may do that. I'm sorry, I'm distracted with this, but I'm about to lose my power here. So I'm just going to turn this off. So turning the head back and forth, if you're interested in doing that. So we're here twisting to the right and we're looking side to side. You can go fast or slow with the twisting of the head, or you can leave your head in one position if you want to. And then come back to stillness. Right foot down. See if you notice any difference from one side to the other. So this bringing the right foot across stretches the muscles on the outside of the right thigh. So that might feel different than on the left side that we haven't done yet. We were twisting to the right, so the muscles on the left side rib cage got a little stretch, and that might feel different to you than the right side rib cage. So just noticing we had the right arm back, so that's a little stretch for the right shoulder cap. That might feel different. If you don't feel any difference, we're going to change the leg. It's no big deal. It's just I'm naming things that you might notice. So left thigh over right thigh. You can either grab the outside of the left knee with the right hand, or you can place the right elbow on the left knee and twist to your left. So on this side, what I feel immediately, I feel a stretch on my left buttock that I did not feel on the right side. Whatever that means, it's just an awareness. Twisting to the left, you may move your head back and forth or leave it in one direction, your choice. Take some big breaths here, twisting to the left. So imagine each inhale, you lift a little taller, and with each exhale, you twist a little more. Imagine that with each breath. And then come back to center and left foot down. Let's do some circles again. Some stir the pot, see how things feel. When you lean back or sit upright, take a breath in. When you come forward, or is the exhale point. And then reverse the direction when you're ready. And then come back to stillness. Bring your hands in front of your heart again, or in front of your chest, prayer hands or Anjali Mudra. We'll do a little Sun Salutation Sequence. We did this last week. Hands in front of your heart. We're going to sweep out, inhale up, palms touch. We'll first start with a Swandai forward bend, and we're going to hold here. So just hang out here. It gets a little hard to breathe in this shape because we are compressing the lungs by leaning on our thighs, and it's okay. Just do the best you can. Looking down between the feet and see what you feel in the low part of the back. Might feel a little give or stretch there. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale with a flat back, come back up, hands overhead. We're going to go back down, exhale, forward bend. We'll hold here for a couple breaths. Smooth breath. Drop your chin, drop your forehead in the direction of the floor. And then inhale, reverse the palms up, reverse the swan dive. And then one more time, exhale forward, hold here, take some breaths. Feet are parallel, knees are over the ankles. Look down between your feet. And then this time we come up, grab a hold of the right knee. Inhale, bring the right knee up to your chest. Let's circle the right ankle while we're here. So try to keep the shoulders dropping. I don't want to lift up to help us out. We don't need that kind of help. So spine is long, shoulders are down, the arms are engaged by hanging on to the right leg. The muscles in the arms are turned on, just for them from the weight of the leg. Circle the ankle the other way. Breathe through your nose and check your jaw again. And then place the right foot on the floor. That's the exhale. Hands on your knees or thighs for cat, cow. We're going to always start with the cow shape. So we lift the chest, breathe in, arch the back. And we're not throwing the head back, but we're supporting the head. You can lift the chin, but I don't want your head dangling back behind you because that's a lot of weight on the cervical spine is the neck part of the spine. It's a lot of weight. Our heads are about from 10 to 15 pounds of weight. So we just want to support that lift by lifting the chin. Support the head back by lifting the chin a little bit. Chest lifts a lot. You can really lift the chest and arch the back. We're going to hold here. This is the cow shape. Take some breaths here. So we traditionally could do these on our hands and knees, but we change it to accommodate us in the chair. So these are called seated cat cows. You can also do them on your hands and knees, on the floor, on a yoga mat, or whatever you have. You can also do them in the bed. It's a little squishy in the bed, but sometimes I do them in the bed before I step out of the bed so I can get a little movement in my spine from being from a night of sleep. So let's exhale and reverse all of that. So now the spine curls backwards toward the back of your chair. The chin drops to the chest. This is this is cat. So imagine on my hands and knees, my spine is up like a scary Halloween cat. And hold here, chin to chest, spine is curled. Spine is curling toward the back of your chair. And just hold here, try to drop the shoulders. Take some breaths here. So this is slow cat-cow. Normally we link it with the breath, each inhale and each exhale, but I want to do it slow this first round just to loosen things up. We'll go back to cow. Inhale, lift. So we're going to hold here in cow. Chest lifts a lot, chin lifts a little. Spine is curled forward or arched, I should say. And then reverse to Halloween cat. Spine curls back toward the back of your chair. Chin drops, and that was an exhale. And then come back to neutral. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out, inhale, lift the arms. Swan dive down with a flat back. That's the exhale. Inhale, bring the left knee to chest and hang on to that. Circle the left ankle a few times. Try to check the shoulders, keep them down. Reverse the circle. And then left foot down. Hands on your knees or thighs for cat-cow. These are going to be regular cat-cows. We always start in cow when I do this sequence. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. So this is how we link the breath and the motion. Exhale, curl. And then come back to stillness. We'll do another whole set of this. These are seated sun salutations. Hands in front of your heart. Sweep out and up. Inhale. Exhale with a flat back. Inhale, bring the left knee again to chest. We're not going to circle the ankle. Exhale, left foot down. Set up for cat-cow. Inhale, lift for cow. Exhale into cat. Two together, one more on this side. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Come back to center. We'll circle 2 times each way. You decide which way you start. After you've done 2, reverse your direction, moving the breath while you're circling. And coming back to stillness, we'll go to the other knee. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out, breathe in, reach up. Exhale down with a flat back. Inhale, bring the right knee up this time. We're going to skip the circle, this circling of the knee, of the ankle, Exhale the right foot down, set up for cat-cow. We start with the cow. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Two more of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And one more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, curl. Then we'll do the circling again, the stir the pot 2 times each way. So you count and then you reverse when you're ready. And after the second direction, come back to the center and we'll do one more set. Come back to center and we'll do one more set, seated sun salutation. So apparently in wherever the yoga was happening in the beginning, people would be out in the morning doing different types of greetings to the sun, and they named these sun salutations or greeting the sun. And so people would be out facing the sun and honoring a new day well, there's a debate on where yoga started. Some circles say it started in Egypt, that's what I tend to believe because it was inside the pyramids in artwork. The pyramids were there before Southeast Asia started doing yoga, but for some reason it took off more there and they were considered the creators of yoga. So, but there's a debate that goes on. But anyway, little yoga history. So back, hands in front of the heart, sweep out, inhale, lift. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, come up with the left knee this time. Exhale, left foot down. Set up for cat-cow. We'll start with cow. 3 of these. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. And then one more. And exhale, curl. Come back to center, right side last time. Hands in front of your heart. Sweep out. Inhale, lift. Exhale, flat back down. Inhale, right knee comes to chest. Exhale, right foot down. Hands on top of your knees or thighs. Inhale for cow. Exhale to cat. 3 of these total. Here's number 2. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Inhale, lift. Exhale, curl. Last one. And then we move into circles 2 times each way. This is the last time for these. So either direction. And then reverse when you've done this, to the first direction, go the opposite way. And then come back to stillness. And we're going to move our chairs away. Come onto your mat. And we're going to do a standing version of the sun salutation. So let me get this situation together here so you can see. I hope that's good. I never, still after all these months, struggle with where to position the camera, but I think that's all right. Okay, so we stand, again, this is called mountain pose. This is one of the 4 resting poses of yoga. The other 3 are corpse pose, which is laying on our back or on our side, child's pose, and the other one is downward facing dog, which I don't believe that, but because there's a lot of effort it takes to be in down dog. But anyway, that's what the books say. So 4 resting poses of yoga: mountain, child's, down dog, and corpse. Those are the 4 resting poses. So here we are in mountain pose. Feet are parallel and the hips, knees, and ankles are all in one vertical line. 10 toes going the same way. I want you to separate your feet to your comfort. Some like their feet side by side. I prefer to make a little space for my body. I want you to do what you feel the most therapeutic or the most comfortable, the least amount of distraction. This distracts me because my thighs are they're on the struggle bus together. They're struggling. So I just separate them to get that distraction out of my head. Hands in front of your heart, sweep out. We did all this before in the chair. Inhale. Exhale, come down, bend your knees this time. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse. Palms back up over your head, palms down in front of your heart on the exhale. So that's a short version of sun salutations. Reach out, lift up, Inhale and then exhale, forward bend. If you need bending knees, bend your knees, make it work for you. And then exhale, come back up. And palms in front of your heart. I'm going to add on a couple things here. So sweep out again, inhale. Exhale with a flat back. Bend your knees. Inhale, lift your back flat and come up only halfway. So like your back is like a table, flat, long neck and spine. That was the inhale. Then exhale, go back down. We're going to do 2 more like that. Inhale halfway up. Exhale all the way back down. 1 more, inhale, lift. Exhale down. Then we reverse our swan dive and come up to standing. Palms touch. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. So we're going to add on to that. Sweep out, inhale, lift. Exhale down with a flat back. Come all the way down. Inhale, halfway up, 3 of these. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. 1 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Inhale, this time we're moving into a shape called chair pose. I'm going to turn sideways. So the knees are bent as deeply as you can, and the arms are lifted, palms facing each other, arms straight, or if it's too much for your shoulders, cactus arms, palms facing each other. So I'll show you that from the side. This is called chair pose. Come down as far as you can. See what you feel on the shins, the backs of the thighs, and also the front of the thighs. We'll just say the thighs. See what you feel there. Hold here and breathe. So we don't want to start panting. We want to control our breath. So smooth out your breath while we're here. Squat down as low as you can. Let's take 3 more breaths together here. Notice how your legs are feeling. Those muscles are working really hard to hold this all together. After 3rd breath, forward bend. So we're going to hold here. So hands on the shin. Don't you come all the way down, but you can use your hands on your shins for support if you want. If you have yoga blocks nearby, you can place your hands on the blocks. If you touch the tops of your feet, whatever you got, the floor, doesn't matter. Just touch something, but come all the way forward bend. I'm gonna hold here. Take some breaths. This is called a standing forward bend. Standing forward bend. Reverse your swan dive. Come all the way up. Bring your hands into prayer hands, mountain pose with prayer hands. And just see how you feel. That chair pose always kicks my tush. Anyway, it's good for us. Sweep out, we'll do that again. Reach up. Exhale with a flat back, come all the way down. 3 lifts, 3 flat back lifts. So inhale, hands on your shins or above your knees. Flat back, exhale down. 2 more, breathe in, lift. Exhale down. 1 more, breathe in, lift. Exhale down. And then reverse the swan dive, moving right into chair pose. So traditional chair, the arms are extended and palms face each other. If we have sensitive shoulders, you can cactus the arms like this, but really thoughtfully. We don't want the arms just hanging, without any purpose. The upper arm is parallel to the floor, okay? So squat down as far as you can get, hold and breathe. Take 3 breaths together here. After number 3, forward bend. Come all the way down. We're going to hold here. Bend your knees if that's of a comfort to you. Touch the shins, the ankle, the feet, the floor, wherever for support. Look down, chin to chest. Chin to chest. And just hold here. So this forward bend, standing forward bend is stretching the entire back body. So these are great in the midday when you start to feel lethargic, or if you start to feel lethargic. Because not only are we stretching the back body, we're also flushing our brain with oxygen. This is considered an inversion in the yoga world. That means our head is lower than our heart. Our heart has an easier time getting blood to the brain. The blood is full of oxygen. Grab opposite elbows, sway side to side. Breathing, moving the breath. And come back to stillness. We're going to move into the chair again. So just lift the arms straight out and up. Inhale, come up, bend your knees. You can cactus the elbows or cactus the arms if you like. Hold here, breathe through your nose. And then come up to standing, arms, Swandai the arms down and hold in mountain pose. Do a body scan. Notice how especially the thigh, the muscles of the thighs feel from holding that pose all together. Take some breaths. We'll take a little rest here. Separate the feet wide. Turn your right toes to the right. We're setting up for triangle. Okay, so left foot, the toes are going straight out. So if the feet were together, feet were parallel, we separated the feet. Now we turn the right toes out. Left foot, left toes going straight. Arms go horizontal, and we reach with the right hand and push the left tush the opposite way. So there's opposition there. And then bring the right hand to either the shin or above the knee. We don't want to put anything on the knee joint. Left arm goes straight up. So in the traditional sense, in this pose, we look up toward the left hand. For a lot of us, that is too much stress on the neck. So you may experiment with looking down at the right foot or out horizontally. One of those directions feels the best. So find that place. Or you can move your head from side to side. It's your choice. So see if you notice a stretching, a lengthening sensation on the left side body, left side rib cage. Hold here and breathe. And then inhale, come back to arms horizontal. We're going to go directly to the other side. So right toes turn parallel, left toes turn out. Arms are horizontal, they are straight and strong. We're reaching with the left hand and opposition, the right butt is going the opposite way. Touch the left shin or above the left knee. Some of you may be able to get all the way down to the floor with your fingertips, go for it. The right arm is straight up from the right shoulder joint. You may look up at the right hand, that's traditionally this pose. You may look out horizontally or down for more neck comfort, your choice. Position your head in a way that suits you. You can also move the head back and forth. Your choice. We're going to be here for a few breaths. See if you have any sensation on the right side rib cage. See what you feel behind the left leg. Hold here and breathe. Control your breath. So we're not panting. It's not jerky breathing. It's smooth, controlled breathing. Let's inhale, come up, and then move the feet, drop the arms and move the feet back together. Whoa, see how that feels. Let's kick out legs and shake your arms. So that's called triangle pose. So we go back to wide feet, feet parallel. We're going to set up now for warrior two. We did this last week. Turn the right toes out. This time I want you to turn the left toes in a little bit. So that back foot is now on an angle. So the back heel is facing, let's see, I'm gonna have my right foot back, so my back heel is sort of facing or pointed in the direction of the left back corner of my yoga mat. I hope that makes sense. So we don't want for this shape, we want the foot a little more angled in, if that makes sense, versus parallel the way we did it with triangle. I don't know why, I know why, but that's the way that the books have it. So setting up for warrior two. Bring the arms out horizontal and strong. We're bending the front leg. And we're holding here. So we're not leaning over, we're not leaning back. The spine is straight up toward the sky. And this is warrior two. Bend the front knee as much as you can. Back leg is straight. Hold here. Drop the back hand to the back thigh. Lean back, breathe in. We're gonna do a little sequence here. Inhale, front forearm to front thigh. Exhale there. Inhale, back hand to back thigh, breathe in. This was called reverse warrior or humble warrior. Exhale to extended side angle, front forearm to front thigh, that's the exhale. And we inhale, come back to warrior two and hold here. So the back arm sometimes gets forgotten about and it'll just, because we're not facing that way, it'll droop. So make sure the arms are straight and strong in a strong T shape or cross shape arms. And then come back to center, drop the arms. We'll change the feet. So for me, I cued, I think, the other foot as the right foot. So turn your left foot to the left. Bring the right heel to the right corner of the back of your mat. I hope that makes sense. So the back foot is angled a little bit inward. The right toes are angled inward a little bit. Arms are horizontal. Bend the front knee. This is warrior two. And hold here. If you need more balance, separate the feet wide. So let me show you from, this was my regular old warrior two. If I needed more balance, I would step one of the feet away to make a more stable base. So you could try that. Inhale, back hand to back thigh. Exhale there. Inhale, front forearm to front thigh. Back arm comes up and over. Exhale there. Inhale. One more time. Exalted warrior. Exhale there, and then inhale one more time to extended side angle. Exhale. And then come back to center. Let's bring the feet together into mountain. Dang, time flies. Let me just check the time. All right, let's do a balance. Feet are parallel. Sweep your arms out and up. We're gonna grab, let's take right hand grabs left wrist. We did this one before. Exhale, lean over to your right. I want you to bring the left foot back behind you, bend the front leg. And hold, and pull the left wrist to get a deeper stretch on the side ribs. Hold and breathe. And then inhale, arms go up, feet go parallel, change. Left hand grabs right wrist. Exhale to the left. Bring the right foot back and behind on an angle. Bend the front knee, bend the left knee. Lean over to the left and pull the right arm with the left hand, right wrist with the left hand. And hold. And then inhale up, feet come parallel into mountain pose. Twisting and tapping. I'm gonna close the door. Twisting and tapping. Breathing through your nose. Twist and tap. So this tapping brings extra blood circulation to the surface of the skin. It's kind of like at the end of a massage where the person slaps you on the back a little bit, it brings the blood to the surface of the skin. We're going to come down onto our mat and prepare for final rest, which is also called Shavasana. Shavasana, beside it meaning final rest, it also means corpse pose. So come onto your back. I have some options for you. Lay on your back, legs apart, feet flopped open, arms away from your torso, palms facing up, okay? So that is traditional corpse pose. It's also called Shavasana. So Shavasana has a dual meaning. It means final rest, and it also means corpse pose. For some of us, it's hard to lay on our back. It's not comfortable for a couple of reasons. Also can be activating for whatever reasons. So you may do side Shavasana, which means bend your knees up to your chest and turn onto your favorite side and use your bottom arm as a pillow. That's side Shavasana or side corpse pose. You can also lay on your back and bring your feet wide to the long edges of the mat, and knees drop together. And so if you have a tight lumbar spine, that's the low part of the spine, this shape is more therapeutic. You can do Shavasana seated, just like me. So you have choices. And I want you to pick the choice that is most comfortable for you, comfortable emotionally and comfortably physically. So we notice again, we start with the breath. We notice our breath. Smooth it out. We check our jaw. We feel ourselves settle into the earth. So notice the settling of the body into the earth. Noticing the air on the parts of us that are uncovered or unclothed and how that air feels temperature-wise. Do a body scan and see if you can notice anything different about you as far as your emotions or your energy level or your stress level or your relaxation level. See if anything feels different than when we first started. There may be no change at all, and that is okay. Relax the facial muscles. Next breath in, take a big stretch. Arms overhead, point and flex your feet. Flex and release the fingers. Circle wrists, circle ankles. Next exhale, bring your knees to your chest again and turn onto one side and then come up to seated. Thank you so much for coming to class. I want to leave you with this. May you be happy. May your life have meaning, and may you be an instrument of social change. Thank you so much. I'll see you next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Have a great rest of the week.